what's going on? Welcome back to the Ovens Garage. Today I'm going to be doing the secondary air pump delete on this M54 engine. This is in my wife's 2003 BMW X5 E53, and I've deleted the catalytic converter stock exhaust manifolds on this M54 engine, and I put headers on it, and then I just recently installed a inline high flow catalytic converter in just past the exhaust flanges of the exhaust manifolds, or the headers. And now I need to delete the secondary air pump. So by deleting the secondary air pump and putting in headers, both of those could potentially throw a check engine light. So what I need to do is, in addition to doing these two things, is put a different tune on this car. I'm going to be putting the EU2 tune on this vehicle to start, and then after that I can play around with MS4X and Tuner Pro and do my own tune if I really want to down the road. But for now I'm just going to flash an EU2 tune onto this engine. So an EU2 tune, just so you know, is a stock version of another tune, but the EU2 did not have a catalytic converter or secondary air pump. So when you load that tune onto your vehicle, it doesn't check for those things and throw a check engine light. I'll get that tune on there, and then hopefully our check engine light will go away. But first I'm going to show you, it's pretty simple to delete the secondary air pump. M54 secondary air pump is just here. It's held on by two nuts. Take that off, and then I'm going to take all the associated stuff with it off. And very simple. You can use this I bought from Race German. It's just a gasket and a steel plate, and I'll cover that hole basically from here. So that'll be easy, cover that. And then there's this vacuum line that runs back to the back of the intake. I'll take that off, and then I'll plug it with a vacuum plug on that side, just as close as I can to the intake. And next time I have the intake manifold off, I'll just delete, there's like a valve thing underneath the backside of the intake. I'll delete that entirely and just plug it properly. Right, so the last thing, this vacuum line that goes towards the back of the intake, I'm going to cut it nice and tight up against the back wall, and then I've got this vacuum plug I'm just going to stick over the end of the line. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and put the EU2 tune onto this BMW. A couple things to note before you tune. So just put a float charger onto your battery, so that way the battery voltage doesn't get too low when you're going through the tuning process. Alright, so we're inside the vehicle. Next thing you want to do is make sure the headlights are off. Make sure that your heater control systems are off. You're drawing as minimal voltage as you can. So right now we're sitting at 12 volts according to my iDash. Go ahead and plug in your OBD to USB cable. This one has a switch on it. It's switched to the left side. It can also switch to the right side. I think that depends what type of ECU you have, but this is an MS43. It's a 3-liter M54, and I switch it to the left-hand side. So we got it plugged into the laptop with USB, and what we want to do now, there's guides on how to download and get MS4X working, but I'm going to use the MS4X flashing software, which is available through the MS4X wiki page. You can download that, install it, and then once it's installed and you put the license onto it, you want to come over to this bar at the top left, select the correct COM port. I had it on the incorrect COM port and it wasn't reading. I was getting an error. But make sure it's on COM port 4, and then it'll automatically recognize the type of ECU that you have in the car. So this is an MS43. Then after that, you just hit full read, and it'll take a few minutes to fully read the file. And then you hit save binary. And then what I did was I just what I wanted to do was save the stock tune before I start loading on new tunes or modifying the tunes. So essentially, I'm using the MS4X software to download the existing tune, and now what I'm going to be doing is using a different software suite. So what I'm going to be doing now that I have the file, the stock tune downloaded, is I'm going to be using a different suite of software, primarily WinKFP. I'll put a link down in the description on There's a really good video on how to download that whole software suite and hook it up to your vehicle. But essentially what we're doing is we're opening up WinKFP and we're updating the ECU, and I'll show you how to do that here in a minute. Primarily, the reason why I'm using MS4X is to get the stock tune, save it in a safe location in case I ever need to revert back to that stock tune. All right, now that we have the BMW suite of software downloaded, we first want to open up INPA. So we'll pop this guy open. You can see with the two black dots, solid black dots, that means you're connected to the brains of your car. At this point, what we can do is, depending on your vehicle make or vehicle model, so this is an E53 X5, I'll hit F4. We can see engine. This is a M54 engine, double click on that. You also see the date of manufacture of your vehicle, so the 5th week of 2003. Other thing, we can go, let me pull up F2, identification. You can see a bit more data, date of manufacture, part number, software number, production number. I pulled up F3, you can see your VIN. You can also see exhaust variant CAT as a catalytic converter. Now that I have the VIN information off of that tool, I'm just going to punch into real OEM the last 7 digits. You see how it says USA? At this point, what we're going to do, in order to figure out the part number that we need for the EU2 tune, so go to market, go to Euro. I'm going to go February 2003, and this is left-hand drive. Okay, I'm going to come to engine electrical system. Scroll down to program DME control unit. Then you'll see down here there's a number of different DMEs. It says 4 vehicles with, 4 vehicles with, 4 vehicles with. This one down here, 4 vehicles with EU2 exhaust emission standards or without catalytic converter. So this is the tune that we need. This is the part number corresponding with the correct DME tune that we need. Okay, so now open up WinKFP. This will pop up. Come into comfort mode. Come over to choose ZUSB now that we know which DME we want. Go to the MS43 DME. So it's MDS43. And then we need the last 7 digits from real OEM. So that's 757 5144. 5144. Unverbaut. Whatever that means. Click OK. So it asks you for your VIN. Now I'm going to hit program. Alright, so not sure why I got the error last time, but I shut INPA down and just had WinKFP open. Tried to program it this time. Now it says, after I entered the VIN, this is what it says: the user info field can still be programmed 13 times. Program ECU question mark. So hit OK. And I think it's going to do its thing now for a little bit. Got some lights coming on the dash. So you can see there, yeah, 1%. So we'll let that do its thing. It's probably going to take a few minutes. Alright, so the new tune is just about done flashing. We're at 99%. The user info field can still be programmed 13 times. Kind of strange. Oh, okay. So I guess that's done. It says 100. Oh, okay. It's gonna do it again. All right, we're just at about the end of the flash. Flash for the second time. This one seemed to be quicker. Okay, programming okay. So I'm not sure why that did that twice, but exit out of this. And then I want to open up INPA. Let's go to error here. Erase adaptations F7. Just going to go through and clear all of these. F3. 4. See if this car fires up without check engine lights. Alright, so it fired up, no problem. It cranked for maybe a few more seconds than normal, but then it fired right up and it seems to be idling okay. So hey, that's good news. We'll take it for a test drive for a little bit and see if any check engine lights come on.
Okay, so we finished our test drive here, and we can see that there's no check engine light or any weird lights on the dash. So that EU2 tune worked pretty well with the post-cat sensors deleted as well as the secondary air pump deleted. So if you're looking to do a delete on your secondary air pump and put some headers in, hopefully this video helped you, and thanks for watching. Cheers.